So every day I see you in some other face. They crack a smile, talk a while, try to take your place. My memory serves me far too well. I just sit here on this mountain thinking to myself, you're a fool, boy, why don't you go down, find somebody else. My memory serves me far too well. It's not as though we just broke up. It's not as though it was yesterday. Yeah. It's something I just can't explain. Something in me needs this pain. I know I'll never see your face again. Come on now. I've got to be strong now. This is George Michael's Waiting for That Day, which appears on his album Listen Without Prejudice. The song is mostly just between two chords, C major and F major 7 in particular, just going back and forth. And at one point when you get to like what I've called the pre-chords, you could have seen it earlier in the preview, you would have like a G major, F major, going back and forth. At one point you would have a D7 with an F sharp in the bass. So that's the only one, well, the one out of the key actually. I could only find like one live version, which was like in 2011, 2012, so close to his death, I suppose, in which he was actually 3 half steps down, like in the key of A, so make no mistake there if you're listening to it. The original recording would be in C. Now, when you get to the bridge, funny enough, the chords actually remain the same, C and F major 7, but what is definitely happening there, and it gives it kind of like a different sound, is a low G in the bass. I could have, I've heard several people who were covering the song going from G to F, for example, which actually sounds great. But if you listen more closely, it is those two chords again, but you do want to definitely hear the G in the bass. It stays there like the whole time throughout the bridge. What is it? You're coming out of the chorus. Come back to me, darling, I will make it worth your while. Come back to your baby, I miss your kiss, I miss your smile. Seems to me the piece of search to find it ain't gonna be mine until you say you will. Don't you keep me waiting for that day. I know you hear these words that I say, well, and so on. So, there you have it, like already, just going back and forth between the two, keeping the low G there in the bass. Okay, now, another thing, there's obviously this very cool drum in there, which is actually a slowed down sample of James Brown's Funky Drummer. He actually, George Michael, I mean, explains it on YouTube in a clip how he has done that. So he was kind of writing the song around this groove. If you would kind of wanna copy that, you know, you could give it this percussive feel. You know, by squeezing, releasing the strings, that could be a way of trying to do that. I'm not saying that you should or anything like that, but it could be a way to make it indeed sound more percussive. So I'll kind of talk you through that as well. Well, speaking of the strumming, it is basically the intro. And that's it. Down, down, up, down, down, down. Am I right? Yes. This last down, that's of course beat 1 of the next measure, so it's actually not included there. But I'm playing it just to connect one to the other. 1, 2, and the 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. Down, down, up, down, down, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3. And you could even incorporate that if you like to. So this is actually going from G to A and then C to D, which I'm doing with my middle finger and my little finger. I elaborately talk about it in this lesson, so you should check it out if you would want to have more details. That's why I recorded it in the first place. You can, of course, find everything that I talked about, like I said, pretty elaborately in this lesson, which you can find at totalguitars.com.